now. Here we go. Start video. Okay.
I'm Ron.
Cool.
I'm an alcoholic. And this is December 8th service. Life will take on new meaning. To watch people recover, to see them help others, to watch loneliness vanish, to see a fellowship grow up about you. You have a host of friends. This is an experience you must not miss. Frequent contact with newcomers and with each other is the bright spot of our lives. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 89. It is through service that the greatest rewards are to be found, but to be in a position of offering true, useful, and effective service to others, I must first work on myself. This means that I have to abandon myself to God, admitting my thoughts and clearing away the wreckage of my past. Work on myself has taught me how to find the necessary peace and serenity to successfully merge inspiration and experience. I have learned how to be, in the truest sense, an open channel of sobriety.
Okay, then at the bottom it should say where it came from. No?
No.
All right. Okay, Naaman, you're up next. Next date.
Love with no price tag. When the 12th step is seen in its full implication, it is really talking about the kind of love that has no price tag on it. 12 Steps and Traditions, page 106. In order for me to start working the 12th step, I had to work on sincerity and honesty and to learn to act with humility. Carrying the message is a gift of myself, no matter how many years of sobriety I may have accumulated. My dreams can become reality. I solidify my sobriety by sharing what I have received freely. As I look back to that time when I began my recovery, there was already a seed of hope that I could help another drunk pull himself out of his alcoholic mire. My wish to help another drunk is the key to my spiritual health. But I never forget that God acts through me. I am only his instrument. Even if the other person is not ready, there is success because my effort in his behalf has helped me to remain sober and to become stronger. To act to never grow weary in my 12th step work is the key. If I am capable of laughing today, let me not forget those days when I cried. God reminds me that I can feel compassion.
Excellent. Then does it say where it's from or no? Okay, okay, no references there. All right, glad you're here. And thank you for reading. Go ahead, Lori, you're up next.
I'm Lori. I'm an alcoholic. This is from December 10th, and it's called Carrying the Message. Now, what about the rest of the 12th step? The wonderful energy it releases and the eager action by which it carries our message to the next suffering alcoholic, and which finally translates the 12 steps into action upon all our affairs is payoff, the magnificent reality of Alcoholics Anonymous. And this is from the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 109. To renounce the alcoholic world is not to abandon it, but to act upon principles. To act upon principles I have come to love and cherish, and to restore in others who still suffer the serenity I have come to know. When I'm truly committed to this purpose, it matters little what clothes I wear or how I make a living. My task is to carry the message and to lead by example, not design.
Okay, good. Thank you. Over to you, Jason.
Jason, alcoholic, December 11th. We are actually to practice a genuine humility. This is to the end that our great blessings may never spoil us, that we shall forever live in thankful contemplation of him who presides over us all. 12 Steps and Traditions, page 192. Experience has taught me that alcoholic personality tends to be grandiose. While having seemingly good intentions, I can go off on tangents in pursuit of my causes. My ego takes over and I lose sight of my primary purpose. I may even take credit for God's handiwork in my life. Such an overstated feeling of my own importance is dangerous to my sobriety and could cause great harm to AA as a whole. My safeguard, the 12th tradition, serves to help keep me humble. I realize both as an individual and as a member of the fellowship that I cannot boast of my accomplishments and that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves.
Okay, thank you. And let's see, go ahead, Sam. You want to read the next day?
Gladly. Hi, Sam, alcoholic. Common solution, December 12th. The tremendous fact for every one of us is that we have discovered a common solution. We have a way out on which we can absolutely agree and upon which we can join in brotherly and harmonious action. This is the great news this book carries to those who suffer from alcoholism. Alcoholic Anonymous, page 17. The most far-reaching 12-step work was the publication of our big book, Alcoholics Anonymous. Few can equal that book for carrying the message. My idea is to get it out of myself and simply do what I can. Even if I haven't been asked to sponsor and my phone rarely rings, I'm still able to do 12-step work. I get involved in brotherly and harmonious action. At meetings, I show up early to greet people and to help set up and to share my experience, strength, and hope. I also do what I can with service work. My higher power gives me exactly what he wants me to do at any given point in my recovery. If I let him, my willingness will bring 12-step work automatically.
All right, so was that, how many days was that? We went from the 8th
This is the
to what?
12th, so it's 4 days.
No, we went more than that. Didn't we? Who was following along here carefully? What? Oh, 5 days? That's what I thought. So we did 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we have 2 more days to go. So who's going to do 13? Raise your hand. Let's go. Who's got the book there?
I'm Lori. I've got my book and
I know you already read and you already read. I'm trying to torture somebody who hasn't read yet. Where's the book? Hey, do you have the book in your hand, Rebecca? Are you looking at it? Oh, you're on the phone. Uh, JT, do you have the book? You do? Oh, you want to read? All right.
Gotta fess up. I have the book online, but it's really big print. I can read it. Yes? Okay. Thinking of others, December 13th, which by the way was Friday the 13th.
Ooh, no. Go ahead.
Our very lives as ex-problem drinkers
Yep.
depend upon our constant thought of others and how we may help meet their needs. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 20. Thinking of others has never come easily to me. Even when I try to work the AA program, I am prone to thinking, how do I feel today? Am I happy, joyous, and free? The program tells me that my thoughts must reach out to those around me. Would that newcomer welcome someone to talk to? That person looks a little unhappy today. Maybe I could cheer him up. It is only when I forget my problems and reach out to contribute something to others that I can begin to attain the serenity and God consciousness I seek.
Okay, perfect. Now, who hasn't read yet that has the book? Let's see. Oh, driving. Okay. She's gonna fall off the highway. Uh, Julie, do you have the book? We
Yes.
have two Ju. You want to read?
Julie?
Any Julie. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, read away.
The 14th, right?
Yes.
Is that what we are? Okay, everybody's
Okay,
shaking their head yes. All
Okay.
right.
Reaching out, never talk down to an alcoholic from any moral or spiritual hilltop. Simply lay out the kit of spiritual tools for his inspection. Show him how they worked with you. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 95. When I come into contact with a newcomer, do I have a tendency to look at him from my perceived angle of success in AA? Do I compare him with the large number of acquaintances I have made in the fellowship? Do I point out to him a magistral way, the voice of AA? What is my real attitude toward him? I must examine myself whenever I meet a newcomer to make sure that I am carrying the message with simplicity, humility, and generosity. So one who still suffers with the terrible disease of alcoholism must find in me a friend who will allow him to get to know the AA way, because I had such a friend when I arrived in AA. Today it is my turn to hold out my hand with love to my sister or brother alcoholic and to show him or her the way to happiness.
Perfect. All right, we did it. So everybody mark down, especially the co-hosts, next week. We will pick up on, where did we just leave off? December what? You have to shout it out.
14.
December 14th.
What do you know? Somebody said it. Hey, Aaron, how are you? Do you actually have the book, the living daily
No, I
reflection?
have it on my phone.
Oh, you don't have it in for real? Oh,
Mhm.
and then oh, good. Okay, I thought it's quite the book to have, because it's a meditation book. You get to read it every single morning.
I
It
do read it
starts.
every morning on my phone.
I know. There's a big difference between the phone, which is plastic and glass, and the book, which is paper. It has a certain sort of je ne sais quoi.
But I have no money, so I can't
Oh,
buy.
no. Just ask away and you shall receive. Glad you're here too, incidentally. So now what we were going to do, who are we going to do fifth steps with today? We were going to do a fifth step with, right? What women were we going to do fifth steps with? Who do I know? Raise your hand if we were going to do a fifth step with you. Okay, Lori, we were going to do one with you. And then Joe, do one with Joe, right? Okay, and we were going to do one with where'd he go? He put his hand down. Okay. This thing keeps saying my internet is unstable. If it kicks me out, one of you co-hosts will have to take over. So, oh, I know what we could do. I've got a great idea. Julie, would you do a fifth step with, let's see, where's Joe? Joe, are you ready to do a fifth step? And Julie, would you do a fifth step with Joe?
Sure.
You have to talk to me. Did I make you a co-host? Yeah. All right.
I probably just need a reminder of the pages.
It's 72 to 75. And then she tells you her fifth step. You've done them before, right?
Yes, I just don't have my big book with me.
Where's your what the fuck?
It's in
Joe,
California.
Joe, do you have a big book, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, so Julie, can you read it online?
Yeah, I can get it online.
All right. So I'm going to try to move the two of you into step room 1, and I think hey Rebecca, you want to help with this? Are you in good enough shape to help today? You all right? This will be good for you. Talk to me.
Yeah. So I clicked on breakout room. Now I click on their participant.
Oh, okay. But I'm going to put you in the breakout room with them so you can help with the fifth step. How about that? Say yes. Okay, she already went. Oh, good. All right. This is working out fabulously. Hey, hi, Jeff. How are you? Now we have to move Joe in. Julie's gone. Please forgive me on this, folks. We're just doing the best we can. All right, where is it? I'm so lost. But we can't get Joe in there. Where do I get? Okay, excuse me. Joe assigned to fifth step. Oh, fifth step female. There you go. You should be gone, Joe. There she goes. She went. Okay. All right, now, thank you everybody for your patience today. All right. So then we but who was the first one up? It was either Jason or Naaman. Jason, were you the first one up?
I think so.
Okay, so we're now going to move Jason and Jeff. Jeff, you ready to do a fifth step with Jason? Unmute.
Yes, ready,
Okay.
ready to roll. Alcoholic here, yeah.
Oh, good to know. So we're going to do, hang on for a second. So here comes Jason and assigned to fifth step male. And then we're going to do Jeff. Oh God, this is so much fun. Assigned to fifth step male. And you guys should be moved in there already. There he goes. How are we doing, JT? I mean, is it happening properly? Now, Lori was going to do a fifth step. But Lori, I think you're going to have to wait till tomorrow. Because we don't have enough. And Naaman, you're going to wait till tomorrow too. Okay. So, all right. Things are working out pretty well here. Okay, so here, lower your hand. So I'm Jann, alcoholic. Hey, everybody who's new, welcome aboard. This is Alcoholics Anonymous Newcomers Slippers Step Workshop, and it's a class. It's AA 101. It's AA University, and what we do here is we teach you how to work a basic AA program. The same way they did in the 1930s. Between 1932, when AA was formed, and 1939. So we hand deliver to you an AA program, and then we give reading assignments and writing assignments, and we take you through the entire 12 steps. Give reading assignments in various books that we use and writing assignments on each of the steps. So that's where you've landed today. This is a Newcomer Slipper Step Workshop, and you're about to see how this thing goes. So Ron, over to you. You did your fifth step yesterday, right?
I'm
So
Ron,
you're
an
ready.
alcoholic. Yes, that's correct.
All right. So you're ready to do the sixth step. Now, Aaron, I'm going to ask you to do something. Go into the Google Docs and take the part on the sixth step and paste it into
Remember, I can't do that. I can't do that yet because I can't figure out.
all right, let's see who has it here. Nobody has it. I have it. Okay, so if you guys, whoever has a big book, turn to page 76. Oh wait, Ron, you can do it. Not Ron, but Sam, you can do it. Hang on here for a minute. There he is. Okay, Sam, you have the Google Docs, right?
I do indeed.
Okay, so would you paste in the section on step 6 and 7 from Google Docs? You understand what I find it and paste it in here, okay? Shake your head, yes. Okay, good. All right, now let's go to page 75. Everybody have a big book? If you have a big book, go to page 76. So, Ron, after you did your fifth step, you were supposed to go and be quiet for 1 hour, as the instructions said, returning on page 75. Did you do that part? Did he give you that instruction?
Well, we got jerked back into the room, but I did follow that instruction, yes.
All right, there you go. So you did it. Perfect. So now let's go. Well, the meeting was ending. That's why you came back in. You get a certain amount of time to do this stuff. Okay. So now we're going to go to page 78. This is step 6 and 7. And step 6 and 7, let me just, and everybody can follow along as we do this. Step 6 says we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. Step 7 says humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. So we'll go over to page 76, Ron, and it says here, so we're going to do your 6th step right now. You ready?
Yes.
Do you ever have them do that to you at church where they put the holy water on your head and then they push you and you go backwards, you go, slain in the spirit? That ever happened to you?
No.
Ever go to those churches? Okay, I did.
I've
And
been
now
to a
let's,
few of those churches, but they didn't slap me with holy water.
oh, but did they knock you backwards and then you were like, and you like wriggled around on the floor?
No.
You ever see those YouTube videos where they all start dancing and, okay.
No, I have been to some spiritual events that had that character to them.
Oh, you have been, yeah. Have you ever been to a tent revival meeting?
No, not a tent revival. Well, I've been to an outdoor service that was under a tent, but it wasn't necessarily the tent revival that you're referring to.
I've been to the one where everybody gets in the river, practically drowns. Yeah. Well, we didn't eat locusts with honey, I'll tell you that. Okay. So if we can answer, this is for you, can answer to our satisfaction, we then this as being indispensable. Are we now, so this is the question for you. Are you now ready to let God remove from you all the things you've admitted are objectionable?
Yes,
Okay, good.
I am.
Can he now take them all, every one?
Yes, he can.
If we still cling to something we will not let go of, we ask God to help us be willing. That's always a good one. I do that quite a bit. Okay, when ready, here I'll let you say the prayer. When ready, we say something like this.
My Creator, I am now willing that you should have all of me, good and bad. I pray that you now remove from me every single defect of character which stands in my way of my usefulness to you and my fellows. Grant me strength as I go out from here to do your bidding. Amen. We have now completed step 7.
There you go. So that's step 6 and 7. Now, the interesting thing about step 6 and 7, and we've been talking about this here, this is for Ron and this is for everybody. The question is, what are our defects of character and what are our shortcomings? And simply put, defects of character and shortcomings really is a frame of thinking that we alcoholics get into through our drinking, and it changes our mindset so that we start to do things that we would especially do it when we're drinking. You know what I'm talking about, Ron?
I do know what you're talking about. Yes.
Okay, so explain it to me. Give me some examples of the type
Well,
of thinking.
typically,
Go ahead, yeah.
when I begin to drink, my behavior begins to change. And then as I continue my drinking and with my rationalization and justification, it sets up a pattern of illogical thinking because I'm mentally defective in a certain sense. And then these habits begin to form. And they're like regular go-tos where I'm don't treat others right, and I'm subject to mess around on those individuals that I love and care about. I will take advantage of individuals that would offer me help. My behavior is all self-seeking.
All right, enough. That's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I like to call defective thinking, defective action. Let's have Aaron, you have an understanding of this. Would you want to explain some of like the irrational behavior and irrational thinking that we start to do because of drinking?
Oh, well, the expectations of other people. Your ego gets inflated. I think he did a really good job, Ron did, of explaining stuff, but yeah, just that yeah, your ego takes over, and you expect everybody around you to do, because you think you're running the show, so you expect everybody to do what you want them to do, type of thing. And manipulation, yeah,
What
you know.
else? Obsessive compulsive behavior.
Oh yeah. Well, of course, obsessing over the drink or where you're going to get your next drink. And being compulsive as far as getting it. And all the different mood swings and emotional manipulation. You think you're giving and doing for other people, and then you're expecting something in return. That was one of my big character defects. Yeah.
Let's ask JT. How about you, JT? Defective thinking and shortcomings.
Yeah, like Aaron said, I really was I could relate to what Ron was saying. So I'll start drinking.
In your own case, how have,
So
because I know you
yeah,
worked really hard on overcoming, you know, uh, trying to do the right thing and overcoming, irrational thinking and behavior.
I mean, so the first is you have the alcohol phenomenon of craving. So one's good, so two's going to be better, then three's going to be better, then four's going to be better, and then, I mean, it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Oh, what do I want to do now? How can I feed my ego? What's going to make me feel good? Fuck the concept.
Hey, excuse me, that word's been used twice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Feed the ego. Like, I remember one time I was so drunk.
Mm-hmm.
I was with my best friend and his fiance, and I was like, hey, I think I should need to put the moves on her, and I never would. I mean, fortunately, I didn't do that, but I was this close. I think they like knew I was drunk. I said, hey, maybe we got to call it a night. But I was that guy at the party.
What about when you were sober? Did the irrational defective thinking continue and shortcomings continue?
Yes.
What are your shortcomings and your defective thinking? Give some examples of it.
Well,
Okay, I'll
it's
give you an example. An example of defective thinking or shortcomings is you're in a sales job, okay, and the uh, schedule of the day is you talk to customers and you tell the customers what they want to hear and you lie to them. So they ask you, if I buy this product, will I make $1 million at the end of the month? And you go, absolutely. You'll not only make 1 million, you'll make 2 million. That's what you call defective, irrational thinking. So in AA, we learned to stop doing that. Give me some examples for you.
Honestly, maybe I'm a church mouse when I'm sober. I don't know. I was
That's
pretty.
good. That's good.
I mean, I'm not sure, like, in a professional environment, I take myself very seriously and I try to get the right answer, prudent answer, hedge what I'm saying, because, I'm a tax lawyer by profession.
Want to be lying.
For me, it's just, I don't know, I'll
Okay, look, I don't mean to put you on the spot. It's great.
I'll go out and I'll have a self-indulgent lunch.
All right.
Where I eat so much, I can't function for the rest of the day. Or
Okay,
it's
so
fine.
this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go around the room. I'm gonna ask everybody, what is an example of your defective thinking? They call it defects of character. I like to think of it as defective thinking and shortcomings. Like, what is your irrational? You know what? I think it's okay for me to go 90 miles an hour in my car in this 45-mile-an-hour zone. Okay. Okay, so let's go. Financio, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Well, my biggest defect of character, whether I was drinking or not drinking, was to think that everybody was dumb or stupid. My way was the only way. It was my way or the highway. It was regardless of what they did or how they present themselves or whatever. I was the only one with the right answer, the right way to do things. That was one of my biggest ones.
Are you better now?
Today,
Yeah.
well, yeah, you have no clue. It is way different. I understand that everybody learns differently at their own pace. Not everybody grew in the same household. Everybody has different backgrounds and all that. So I'm a little bit more empathetic towards that people, towards everybody, towards myself, because I understood that the one that was wrong was me, not them. Because
perfect.
encasing everybody on that category, at that level, it was making me be the worst person to be around.
Perfect.
That's
perfect. Stop right there. That's perfect. Let's go to no. Let's go to Stephanie. Okay, Stephanie, your examples of your shortcomings or defective thinking and how you've changed, if you've changed. Sometimes people don't change. Jann to Stephanie in Florida. You have to unmute and talk. Everybody talks here because this show. It's a class. Everybody participates. Come on, girl. Where is she? Are you like watching the football game or what? Defective thinking. Stephanie. All right, let's go to Steph. We'll go to the short version of Stephanie. Okay, Steph.
Hey, one of mine that came out in my fourth step was dishonesty. I was very dishonest while I was drinking, and I had to learn that I was still being dishonest when I was sober, and to correct that.
Wow, and what are some examples of your dishonesty?
The one that was the hardest for me to recognize was the dishonesty with myself. I couldn't be honest with myself.
Wow. All right, I love it. Perfect. Okay. Anything else? Any shortcomings? Do you have any go-to defects of character pop up right now? You go, oops, I'm going to this defect. This is not the way to behave.
Yes, I did. Judgment of other people.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to pray every night and it talks about it in the big book. I pray every night for forgiveness. And then I have to go through my list, page 86 of people where I was either or critical of them or God forbid in person. And I have to ask, God to I turn it over to him, I hand it to him and I ask God to take care of those people. I try to ask for my mind to be healed in that. So let's go to, well, we'll go back to the other Julie. Hey, Julie, how about you? Defects of character and defective thinking and personal shortcomings.
One major one I was thinking about was how selfish I was.
Mhm.
You know, like I would walk into a room and I'm not bad looking, but I'm not the best looking person in the room either. But
Well,
I
you know,
would,
stay sober, you get better looking. Look at me.
I hope so. But you know, I always thought people were talking about me, and that's just part of being selfish. You know, people have better things to talk about than me, and if they were talking about me, it's probably because I was acting really stupid.
It's also none of your business, but go ahead.
Yeah, but I've had someone pull my defects of character. I don't have them in front of them, but one of mine was being too wordy. You know, there's always dishonesty with most alcoholics. There's selfishness, self-seeking. I fall into self-pity sometimes and I have to snap myself out of it. Like, no one got me here except for me, so I gotta get out of this.
These things are called operating principles. So the alcoholic develops operating principles or ways of thinking that are go-to. The mind just takes you right there, sober, drinking or not. Something confronts us and it's like, bam, you know, we either want to fight or we're going to argue or we're going to, you know, I can't do, your blood rises and before you know it, you're in it with somebody and you're like, that's an operating principle. It's also a defect of, I like to think of it as defective. Um, basically the same thing, but they're more like actions to me. Let's see here. Let's keep. Hey, Stacy, how about you? What? Uh,
I would say probably my thought of being smarter than everyone else was a big thing for me to wrangle in, sober or drunk.
Example of that would be what?
For example, I worked in a factory, and that's when I was going through a lot of other issues. I couldn't get a job anywhere but a factory as a factory worker, and I come from a line of being the boss of everybody, so I was forced, humbled, and I made myself angry every day because I thought I should be running this place, not running this machine.
Surefire way to get fired.
Yep. I did end up getting laid off, but it festered in my mind so much that I hated every second I was there. And I would come home and just be angry and mad and drink over it, of course. So it took me a while to humble myself.
We can do that when we're sober. All right. Good, perfect. I love it. Let's go to Eden. Where's Eden? How about you? Did we already talk to you? I can't remember. Defects of character, Eden. No? All right. So, Lori, did we talk to you already about this? No. How about you, Lori?
Hi, Lori, alcoholic. I guess for me, I'd say one of them is my ego, and because I repeatedly
What is
practice.
just a second. What's the definition of your ego?
Self-will, thinking I know everything already, in charge of everything, who I think I am.
Okay, so some examples of your defective thinking or your shortcomings.
Repeatedly practicing staying sober on my own, and think had successfully done it because I stayed sober for 6.5 years, and I've learned my ego has got to go because I'll drink again, and I know that I've learned my lesson with my ego, And I just have
So
to, like, I just,
a defective thinking is a year. Kind of like what Stacy was saying. She would work someplace and decide that she should be the boss because she was smarter than everybody.
uh,
A lot of alcoholics have defective thinking or defective operating principles. Okay, so good. I'm glad you said that. Let's go to Julie. Hey, Julie, how did the fifth step go?
Oh, well, yeah, we were kind of doing a second fifth step, I think it was.
No, she
Kind of a,
this was her. Yeah, okay, go ahead. So well, let's ask Joe. Joe, how did the fifth step go? Did you guys read the stuff in the book?
It went well. Yeah, it went well. And yes, we did. And I went through it with the category that I had missed before.
Okay, good. So good. All right. Do you feel complete with it?
Yes.
Do you? And how did it go, Rebecca? Good?
Went well, very well.
Well, good. Really?
It did.
Hey,
You know, I
Julie,
mean,
Joe, do
Joe
you
was a
feel
little
reborn?
confused at first because she thought she had done it, but you know, it was a little bit disorganized when she had originally started. So she gave us our last one and went through the actual step chart.
There you go. So Joe, do you feel more complete? Do you feel better about it now?
I do.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right. This is a tough class, isn't it?
And the last one was new and not something I typically talk about. So,
But I have a question for you. This class and what we do here, it's pretty rigorous, isn't it?
yes.
Have you noticed that?
Yes.
I mean, I really have a lot of you know, and the fact that you're doing this is like, and the fact that you're hanging in here, and the fact that you went and did a fifth step with two people, it's really something. And and this is tough. That I mean, you notice this particular group, this class is very tough, and it's rigorous. And I want to acknowledge you because you were a kid. You're hanging in there, you're going through it, you're doing it, you're coming out the other side. You're healing it, you're gonna get healed up here. And then you're gonna read that part back on page 75 for tomorrow, right? Do you know the part I'm talking about? Joe, you with me?
What?
Are you gonna do the part on page 75? Did they give you that instruction?
The part.
It's where you go back on page 75. It says here, returning home. Did you go over this?
No.
Returning home, we find a place where we can be quiet for an hour, carefully reviewing what we have done. We thank God for. So read that paragraph. So later today's paragraph.
And spend an hour on that.
Do that meditation. That's right. And then tomorrow we'll do 6, and 7. Where the heck is I gotta close this room. Those guys are hanging out over there too long. I have to bust them out. It's a jailbreak. All right, so cool. So and we're ready to close here. So I'll ask Sam. Sam, you want to read the promises? Do you know where they are? They're on page 83 in the big book. Unmute. You have to unmute and read them out loud.
There we go. Yeah, that's the only thing I missed to do is the unmuting part. The promises. If we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we'll be amazed before we are halfway through. We are going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past, nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity, and we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook on life will change. Fear of people and economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Are these extravagant promises? We think not. They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them.
All right, perfect. And then, so hey, Jason, you just did your fifth step. So now tonight, did did he tell you about the part on page 75 where it says returning home we find a place? Did you go over that?
We did not, but I do know.
We did-
I do
Well,
know
I'm
about
telling
that
you right
part.
now, listen to me. So you go to page 75 and do this for the next hour. Returning home, we find a place. This is the final part. Can be quiet for an hour, carefully reviewing what we have done, and we thank God from the bottom of our heart. Meditation period. That's the end of the fifth step, okay?
Okay.
And then, Jeff, when we send you in a breakout room, just remember that the meeting is immediately going to bust you out of there at the top of the hour. So make sure that you're done with the
Okay.
fifth
Thank you.
step by the top of the hour. All right.
Okay.
You can't be the victim of time. We have to do a little time management here. We're gonna have another fifth step for you tomorrow, Jeff, with
Good.
Naaman. Naaman's gonna do his.
Okay.
Maybe
I'll do
we'll
this.
send
It'll be
two of
timely.
you
I'll
in
do it.
there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll send two of you in there tomorrow to do the fifth step. Very exciting. Everybody's like
Yes, it
having
is.
big healing. It's big healing time. And then I was gonna say to you, Rebecca, you can always call me and text me. I know you have some things you wanted to talk about. You can, if you're still in that space, you can call me. The other thing too is you can request a breakout room, say with another woman or two, to talk about what it is, and just send you over into a breakout room. Okay, so that's a bit. We do that here.
Yeah.
And I know you have something you want to talk about, but you can
No,
always text me. You can always
yeah.
text me. You can always call me.
Thank you.
All right. Perfect. Now let's see. The serenity prayer goes like this. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So this meeting pretty much is officially over. And if anybody has any questions, especially if you're new or whatever, you can ask away. Did I get to everybody here? Good to see you there. Glad you're here. And I hope you liked the meeting today. Daryl, how about you in Nova Scotia? Did okay? Good. We got off to a choppy start. Um, and then those of you guys that are co-hosts, get here at quarter of. Don't show up at the top of the hour. The meeting
Yeah, Jen, I was
is
gonna say I'll
totally
be
off the
here.
rails. What's
I'll
that?
be here at 5:45 from now on for the
Yeah,
co-hosting.
yeah. Same
I
thing with you,
I
Rebecca.
guarantee you.
And where did Erin go? Is she here? Just show up.
She
There's a
did.
lot to do before the meeting gets started. And then people, if you show up at top of the hour, that's it. The meeting's already collapsed. And this one, people were piling in at quarter of. There was a whole Zoom bomber gang that came in, all of that. So,
Is Matt gone for a while?
what?
Is Matt gone for a while?
Matt, yeah, probably. Let's see. He has like weekend. He has stuff with his kids. Like he has two daughters and a son. I mean, like he was going to concerts.
Sure.
Where's
And
Preston?
who?
Preston.
Who?
Preston.
Preston. He's gone. I don't know. He just Preston stopped taking his medication. And that's always a bad sign. People that are on psychiatric meds. They stop taking them, and then and he has a tendency to disappear from this meeting for a month at a time, or 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. And so that's where he's going. And Cassie's gone. She's like, I guess, totally overwhelmed. But this meeting, like I was saying earlier to Joe, this is some people it's tough.
I clicked on it and it kicked me.
How you doing, man? Daryl, what's up, man?
No, I'm new to this, and you know it.
Sure.
Veteran, 25 years, 10 years firefighter. Half my friends are dead. I don't want to be dead.
Yeah, well, the alcohol will kind of do it.
It's been doing it.
Here's, if anybody needs a step workshop.
I do.
Step workshop 1 at Gmail. If you need verification. It's right to us here, and we'll send it. We will send it back to you. Okay.
Okay.
And then so we'll get you guys trained up, like you, Sam, like how to do more of just pace. That's why you come early, and it'll be helpful because we lost we lost Cassie and Preston, and they were. Preston was pretty. He just got a fish. Cassie was only coming here for as a co-host maybe a month, and so she just was learning, and then Preston, like, he was just learning too. So we try to pick the people that are the most savvy, technologically wise. And yes, Stacy, you want to do it too? You have to show up. Are you good with computers?
Sort of. Do you have to have Zoom on your computer? Because I join this always on my phone.
Well, you
It's
can't
easier with a
co-host from a
computer.
telephone. You cannot co-host from a telephone.
Yeah.
It's
No,
just
I
a
could
mess.
go on my computer.
All right. Then you have to show up early. So keep showing up, and then we'll wait, whatever happened to Debbie?
I don't know.
She sent me cat t-shirts and then disappeared. I hate that. So
And what about Leslie too?
Leslie's gone. She bailed. We have people that come for a while and they go. And that's the way. We have people that come for a day and they're gone. And then we have people that come for like a month and they're gone. And we have people like Jeff, who already knows the drill because Jeff's been coming to AA for so long that the best way to have this group work is just kick back, take what you can use, leave the rest, try to learn. Like
And
Jason,
keep working it. Keep working
Jason
it.
seems to be doing it. You're pretty kicked back, Jason.
Rocco.
But what do you have, Jason? Oh, you have a job that you're kind of a busy person in your job. Are you like in a management job kind of thing, or
Yeah, I
something?
manage multiple projects.
Yeah, and that's like Matt. Matt works at home a lot, and he's in the office, but he's like used to the does the deal, used to the deal. It's kind of like JT's a tax attorney, and he cracks the whip every day.
Speaking of cracking the whip, I totally blew it on the operating defects of character. The number one go-to for me is.
Well, it takes a while to learn it. Yeah.
Yelling at people. I yell at my coworkers. I yell at my kids. I patience.
Yeah, well, we do. It happens. We're not perfect. We're not saints. Yeah, okay, so there's my number one go-to. I'm just laughing because, you must have read my mail.
Jeff, alcoholic, Jann, Jason will be speaking with you. He travels a lot and he's got a, so I told him, I just said, if he spoke with you, you've traveled and been all around the globe sober and work details. So I thought maybe that'd be a good do.
I don't know anything. You know my favorite thing to do right now? Stay home. I fucking stay home a lot.
May not be an option. I hear you. It may not be an option.
Yeah, I like be asking the wrong guy about travel. Now, if you want to ask about sitting on the couch on a stationary bike, watching baseball, basketball, football, hockey, I'm like right there. Look what
Right
I'm
there.
dressed up
Okay.
as. Went to get a coffee today, and some people say, "Are you going to the game?" I'm like, "Yeah, in my living room on the big screen. I'm not going down there and freeze my ass off." Okay, but Jason, you actually travel?
Yeah, I travel around for work. Pretty much. I mean, I've been into Mexico and then all over. So yeah.
I stay away from Mexico. What's a,
Yeah, where I went was rough, man. It was a Hershey factory in Monterrey, Mexico. It was interesting.
Hershey? I've been to the Hershey factory in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I've been
I,
to that one too.
I did a tour there.
Yep, it was pretty cool. You should see behind the scenes. It's actually really cool.
Oh boy, what a night. So I always get a big kick out of you, JT. I have to tell you that to crack me up. I mean, I know life is rough, but you're still kind of fun, at least,
I
and
have a tendency to make people laugh. Maybe I'm
oh,
a comedy.
yeah,
And I just 3 more ChatGPT Christmas AA more series.
yeah, I have here's the I mean, I had some suggestions. Like, I was thinking you could come up with a fresh scene, with Joseph, Mary, the baby Jesus, and at an AA meeting. But that
Yes,
might
you
be
got it. You got it.
that would be taken poorly, perhaps, by some people that throw you right off the Facebook group.
I don't want to be accused of good taste, so have a look.
So, Jojo, are you still there? You're still there, huh? You gonna be okay? Jojo,
I'm good.
yeah, are you? Okay, good. I just want to make sure. I know fourth steps can be they can be trying.
Yes, especially the ones that you don't think of until later.
I made so many mistakes in my life, just so damn many that I had I would be very successful, followed by periods of depravity and tragedy. It'd be like, what the fuck did he do now? It's like, I'm like the living action of a Chris Rock, TV special. People
don't
be
mind me
like,
saying, that's
you
up there
did
with
not.
that's like Just Call Me Ishmael. Several periods of success followed by depravity, and what was the other one? Depravity followed by
Tragedy.
Do you want to get up here?
yeah. Those are that's